But here is the greater truth, its secrecy is its only power. The moment it is revealed, its hold begins to crumble. That is why heaven is shining a light now, because the time has come for exposure. Type Amen to get blessings 489. You may wonder, how did it get here? Sometimes through a person who entered carrying their own spiritual burdens. Sometimes through a gift or item placed in your home without pure intent. And sometimes, simply through unspoken words that carried heaviness and were left lingering. Archangel Michael says, "This energy is not stronger than you. It only survived this long because you were unaware. Now that you know, you are already standing in victory's doorway. Do not fear. You are not alone. The armies of heaven are surrounding you. The truth has pierced the silence, and revelation has broken through. You are seeing clearly now, your kitchen is not simply a place of food, but a place of warfare. And the battle has already tilted in your favor because heaven spoke first. Stay watchful. Stay alert. For soon, what was hidden will show its face. This is your moment to reclaim what belongs to you. Now that you understand there is a hidden energy within your kitchen, it is time to narrow the focus. This disturbance is not floating in the air without anchor, it is tied to something tangible, something you can see, touch, and remove. Yes, there is an object in your kitchen that does not belong. It may look ordinary. It may sit quietly among plates, utensils, or containers, blending in as though it has always been there. But it is not innocent. It carries with it an imprint, an energy, a residue, that has been interfering with the peace of your home. I must tell you plainly, heaven has seen this object long before you noticed anything. And heaven is exposing it now because the longer it remains, the more influence it tries to claim. It feeds off invisibility, hiding in plain sight, hoping you will dismiss the unease as your imagination. But I say to you, this is not your imagination. Think for a moment, has there been an item in your kitchen that doesn't feel right? Maybe a gift someone gave you that never sat comfortably in your spirit. Maybe a utensil or container you rarely use but cannot seem to part with. Perhaps even something old, forgotten in a drawer or cupboard, holding energy of moments you'd rather not relive. Objects can carry more than physical weight. They can carry memory, intention, even hidden assignment. And this particular object, was never meant to share space with your spirit. Archangel Michael says, "The enemy knows how to disguise interference as harmless. That is why this object has blended in for so long. It may look useful, or sentimental, or insignificant. But when heaven looks upon it, its truth is clear, it does not belong in your house." Type Amen to get blessings 589. I urge you to recall moments where you felt a strange discomfort around a particular thing. Perhaps your eyes lingered on it without reason. Perhaps you avoided using it. Perhaps you even thought about discarding it once, but changed your mind. These were not random hesitations, they were warnings. Let me make this clear, the object itself is not powerful. It only serves as a doorway, a carrier, a foothold. Its strength lies in your unawareness. And now that you are aware, its power is broken. The question is not whether you can find it. The question is whether you are willing to act once you do. When your spirit draws your eyes toward it, trust that nudge. Do not argue with yourself. Do not dismiss the thought. Heaven will guide your hand to the very item that has overstayed its welcome. And when you find it, you will know. Because peace will not rest upon it. Its presence will feel heavier than it should. That is your sign. Hear me, you are not powerless against this. You are the rightful keeper of your home, and nothing can remain hidden from the one God has chosen to protect. The object does not belong, and soon, it will be removed. You have felt it. You have seen it. You have lived through it. But you told yourself it was nothing. You explained it away. And that is exactly what the enemy hoped you would do. Because the truth is, the signs have already been there, heaven has been whispering to your spirit, pointing toward what is hidden in your kitchen. But the interference has been subtle, camouflaged, blended into the fabric of your daily life so it would seem unimportant. Yet I tell you, nothing about these signs was random. Archangel Michael says. Think back. How many times did you walk into your kitchen and suddenly feel drained, even though you were fine just a moment earlier? How often did you enter with peace and leave with tension or frustration? How many times have arguments or irritability surfaced around mealtimes without clear cause? These were not coincidences. They were disturbances. Type Amen to get blessings 689. Perhaps you noticed food spoiling faster than usual, or appliances breaking down more often. Maybe there was an unusual number of accidents, small cuts, burns, spills. Or you found yourself avoiding the kitchen for no reason, leaving it cluttered or cold, disconnected from the heart of your home. Each of these was a signal. Each of these was heaven saying, something is wrong here. But because they were not loud or dramatic, you brushed them aside. You said, I'm tired, or it's just stress. You rationalized. And the hidden energy stayed right where it was, feeding off that very dismissal. I am here to shake that silence. You must understand, the kitchen is a spiritual place. It is where your body is sustained, where your family is fed, where prayers have been whispered while stirring a pot or washing a dish. And that is why it became a target. The enemy always seeks to disrupt what God uses to nourish and restore. So heaven began sending you messages in the only language it could use while the object remained concealed, through experience, through atmosphere, through things that felt off, but not obvious. And now, I am confirming what you already suspected. This is your moment to stop ignoring what you feel. You are not imagining things. You were never crazy. Your spirit has been accurate all along. I say to you, listen now. Your body, your mood, your senses, your spirit, all of these are receiving data from heaven. Pay attention. That heaviness after dinner. That random irritation in the morning while making coffee. That one drawer or corner you always avoid. These are not accidents. They are alarms. Do not dismiss them any longer. The truth has been tapping on your heart, waiting for you to turn the key. Heaven is speaking clearly now, you are not meant to live with this interference. You are meant to be free. And the more you acknowledge what you've already experienced, the closer you come to unveiling the hidden. The signs were never subtle to God. They were part of the plan to wake you up. Type Amen to get blessings 779. And now, you are fully awake. Archangel Michael says. You may ask yourself, why here? Why my kitchen? Why would anything unseen choose this place? The answer is deeper than you realize. Your kitchen is more than a room. It is the heart of the home. It is the place of provision, the place where sustenance is prepared, where family gathers, where laughter and conversations echo, where prayers are sometimes whispered between stirring pots and washing dishes. It is symbolic of nourishment, both physical and spiritual. The enemy knows this truth too well. That is why your kitchen was targeted. If the living room represents fellowship, and the bedroom represents rest, the kitchen represents life itself. It is where energy is exchanged. It is where food is transformed into fuel for the body. If this place is disrupted, the ripple spreads through your entire home. A poisoned well affects every drinker. A corrupted kitchen affects every soul it serves. I tell you now, the interference was strategic. The one thing that sustains you and your family, food, drink, nourishment, has been placed under spiritual attack. Because if the enemy can tamper with what feeds you, he can weaken you. Think about it. If meals become tense, if the atmosphere around nourishment is heavy, then even good food feels less satisfying. If the one preparing the meal is burdened, their spirit is drained before they even serve. If conversations around the table turn sharp, love feels strained. Do you see? By attacking the kitchen, the enemy is not attacking pots and pans, it is attacking peace, harmony, health, and provision. This is why heaven stepped in. You may have thought the small frustrations in your kitchen were unimportant, but to the spirit they were alarms. Heaven does not want the enemy to nest where nourishment is prepared. Heaven does not allow the place of blessing to become a place of burden. And so the revelation comes to you now, your kitchen has been under watch, because it was under attack. But take heart. The enemy's choice of strategy only reveals his desperation. For why would he target your kitchen unless he saw the blessing tied to it? Why would he place his energy here unless he feared the joy, the growth, the strength that flows through this room when it is fully alive in God's light? He did not attack because you are weak. He attacked because you are powerful. And so, I say to you, what the enemy meant for disruption, heaven has turned into exposure. What was intended to silently drain you is now being revealed. The truth is surfacing, and once it surfaces, it loses its grip. Type Amen to get blessings 7689. The kitchen was chosen because of its symbolic power. But now it will be reclaimed because of your spiritual authority. You are not just defending a room, you are defending the heart of your home. And heaven has already marked you for victory. Child of light, you must understand something clearly, the hidden cannot remain hidden much longer. Heaven has already declared that what lies concealed in your kitchen must now be revealed. This is not optional. This is not something you can delay or push aside. The time for exposure has come, and I, Michael, am sent to sound the alarm. There is a principle in the Spirit, anything that lingers in darkness gains its strength from secrecy. But the moment light touches it, its power begins to crumble. That is why the enemy fought so hard to remain unnoticed, why it wrapped itself around an object you see daily but never truly discerned. It wanted you blind. It wanted you distracted. It wanted you to believe nothing was wrong. But heaven is too faithful to let that deception stand. Archangel Michael says, "The urgency you feel in your spirit right now is no accident. That weight in your chest, that nudge in your heart as you read these words, this is not anxiety. This is the Spirit quickening you. It is heaven's way of saying, do not delay. Do not ignore. What is hidden must come out now. If you hesitate, the interference will try to root itself deeper. It will attempt to disguise itself further, so that by the time you notice again, more damage has been done. That is why this revelation arrives at this very moment. You are being given a window of grace to act. And I tell you, your obedience in this moment will shift everything. Think of this like a locked door in your home. Behind it sits something that doesn't belong, and for too long, you've left it sealed, telling yourself it was harmless. But now, heaven has handed you the key. If you unlock it and confront what's behind, freedom floods in. But if you ignore the key, the room stays dark, and the intruder remains. This is the urgency. The enemy wants you passive, but heaven is calling you active. Do not say, "I'll deal with it later." Later is where the enemy thrives. Later is where peace is stolen. Later is how small issues become strongholds. Heaven says, now. Today. At this hour. Type Amen to get blessings 6589. Archangel Michael says. And know this, you are not stepping into this revelation alone. I, Michael, stand beside you with my sword drawn. The armies of heaven surround your home. As you step into this act of exposure, the atmosphere itself shifts in your favor. You will not fight in your own strength, you will fight with divine backing. Let this truth settle deep. The urgency is not meant to frighten you, but to empower you. Heaven reveals because heaven intends to heal. The moment you acknowledge what's hidden, its influence collapses. The moment you act, freedom rushes in. Delay no longer. The time for revelation is now. And once the veil is torn back, you will see with your own eyes what heaven has already seen for you. Now that the truth has been revealed, the question is not if you should act, it is how. And I, Michael, will not leave you without direction. Heaven never uncovers a hidden plot without also releasing the strategy to dismantle it. Here is what you must do. First, step into your kitchen with courage, not fear. The enemy thrives on intimidation, but your strength is not your own, it flows from the living God who sent me to you. Walk into that room knowing the atmosphere has already shifted, because heaven has spoken. Second, prepare your spirit before you move your hands. Whisper a prayer of protection and light. You do not need fancy words. Speak with authority, "This is my house, and only what is blessed may remain. Anything not from God, I command you to leave now." Do you see? The moment your voice aligns with heaven, your authority becomes unshakable. Third, allow your spirit to guide you. As you look around, do not just rely on your eyes, pay attention to the quiet pull in your heart. There will be an object that does not feel neutral. It may seem ordinary, but when you focus on it, unease will rise. That is your sign. That is the very thing heaven has been pointing to. Do not second-guess yourself. Do not say, "But it's just a spoon," or "It's only a paper tucked away." If your spirit feels disturbed, that is enough. Trust heaven's nudge. Fourth, once you identify it, remove it. Do not hesitate. Place it in a bag, take it outside, or discard it completely. The point is separation, because what was feeding off your atmosphere cannot remain under your roof. Type Amen to get blessings 4589. Fifth, cleanse the space. Light a candle, speak words of blessing, pray over your kitchen, or simply declare, this room is covered by the light of heaven. Only peace, provision, and joy may dwell here. It is not the ritual itself, but the authority behind your words that matters. When you claim your territory, the darkness flees. Archangel Michael says, "Do you see what is happening? You are not simply cleaning a room, you are reclaiming spiritual ground. You are tearing up the root the enemy tried to plant in secrecy. And when you do this, the shift will be undeniable. The heaviness will lift. The air will feel lighter. The atmosphere will welcome you again instead of draining you. You will notice a difference almost immediately, because what was hiding has lost its foothold. But I must stress this, do not delay. This is not something to put on a list or think about later. Heaven has aligned this message to reach you at the right time. Act while the window is open, while the urgency is burning within you. You are ready. Heaven has already marked you as the rightful keeper of this space. And I, Michael, tell you, what you remove today will open the door for blessings tomorrow. This is the moment. Do it now. Beloved, hear me now. Once the object is removed and the light of heaven fills your kitchen, you will feel the shift as surely as the sunrise after the longest night. The heaviness will lift. The tension that clung to the air will dissolve. Peace will return like a rushing river, filling every corner of that room. This is not just about an item. This is about atmosphere. About dominion. About reclaiming what is yours. For when the interference is broken, the blessing flows unhindered. Do you remember how the kitchen once felt, warm, alive, inviting? That spirit will return, but multiplied. Meals will taste sweeter. Conversations will flow more gently. Even the simple act of preparing food will feel lighter, joyful, blessed. You will notice that the sharpness, the fatigue, the strange unease that hovered over you is gone. Because it was never, just in your head, it was a spiritual weight that has now been cast out. This is your victory moment. Type Amen to get blessings 93489. And I want you to understand something profound. Heaven did not reveal this to frighten you. Heaven revealed it to equip you. For what is exposed can no longer control. What is brought into light cannot remain hidden. You were chosen to see it because you were chosen to overcome it. I tell you truly, this was not just about protecting your kitchen. It was about awakening your discernment. About sharpening your spirit to notice what others dismiss. About preparing you for greater revelations still to come. For if something as ordinary as your kitchen can hide a battlefield, what more may be waiting in other corners of your life? Do not be alarmed. Do not be discouraged. This was only the first unveiling. And now that your eyes are open, nothing hidden can remain comfortable in your presence. You are stepping into a new level of spiritual authority. From this moment forward, you will notice things you once ignored. You will sense shifts before they become problems. You will feel the tug of heaven guiding you, not just in your kitchen, but in your relationships, your finances, your decisions. This is the transformation. You have become more aware, more powerful, more aligned with the light. Archangel Michael says, celebrate this victory. For every battle fought in secret, every whisper you ignored, every moment of unease, heaven has turned it into triumph. The enemy wanted to plant fear, but instead, God has planted discernment. The enemy wanted to silence you, but instead, your authority has grown louder. And I, Michael, assure you, what was once a hidden foothold is now a testimony. Where there was heaviness, there will be joy. Where there was disruption, there will be harmony. Where there was silence, there will now be laughter rising again. Take this victory as a sign. You are not weak. You are not overlooked. You are not vulnerable. You are chosen, protected, and guided step by step. But do not grow complacent. Stay awake. Stay alert. For this was only the beginning. The same light that revealed your kitchen will soon reveal even deeper truths. And when it does, you will be ready. Type Amen to get blessings. 91. 89.